It's his first public appearance at the PDP headquarters since Thursday's court judgment, which has since been described by the PDP as unacceptable.
I know it's not going to be easy, it's going to be very difficult. We've already seen the signs that this is going to be a difficult election, not on the issues, but on distractions. But sometimes distractions are more difficult to deal with than issues. But I know that we have leaders here who are more than capable to set the ball rolling and to lift us higher. And myself, what I want to say, sir, is this, that we'll give this everything we have. We'll give it 150% commitment. We will ensure that we make this our great party extremely proud.
Here, members of the Edo Campaign Council, led by Governor Fintiri, gather to perfect plans on how to win the Edo polls regardless.
Yes, there's a little setback, temporarily. God will see us through it.
Yes, there's a little setback, temporarily. God will see us through it. The words from the leadership of the PDP Campaign Council in Edo State. And of course, earlier we did hear Asue, Ihodalo himself, the candidate of the PDP, lay claim to the fact that this is a difficult process. Of course, he talked about the court process being a distraction. But the information we have currently is that the PDP has actually appealed the judgment of the Federal High Court. Now, a couple of days back, the PDP and Asue Ihodalo had a very big rally in Edo State. The rally was quite massive. We must speak to that. A lot of people did come out. Of course, there are insinuations or talks here and there, you know, talking about different motivations and all of that, but that is not the subject matter. I had a discussion with a PDP chieftain who told me that the rally by the PDP in Edo State on behalf of Asue Ihodalo, their candidate, to him, it was an exercise in futility. But that is a big claim again by a member, a chieftain of the PDP. That remains to be seen because this case has already gone to the appeal court. Now the question is, why would he describe this massive rally as an exercise in futility? The reason is very clear. And that is what I'm going to be discussing because there are a few, updates on this particular matter just beyond, the matter having been appealed by the PDP. And that's what I'm going to be sharing. Stay with me, don't go away. My name is Comrade Lamtik Bawonsariaki, and you are on to the Comrade Show. If you are joining me on Facebook, TCS blog, the Comrade Show, do well to share our broadcast. And if you could follow, we will appreciate that. If you are joining me on YouTube, do not hesitate to click that button right there to subscribe, so you will always get our updates when we are live like this. Stop me, don't go away. It is a Comrade Show. Comrade Show. Yes, my people. Just before we go into PDP and Asue Ihodalo matter, there's some small information there when I say make you go just give us first. But just to launch that information, not go away, we are going to try to, disgwagwa the matter as much as we possibly could. It's important we do so because it's a matter of interest to everybody, whether we are electorate or we are, whatever our stake is, as far as this election is concerned. What is happening in PDP with the issue of the court case affecting currently Asue Ihodalo is a matter of interest. Whether you like it or you don't like it, it is a matter of interest. That is why we are discussing it. But before we go into that matter, let us go into Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata. Stay with me.
Edo people, who's your guy? Olumide Akpata. See as we dey like beans and rice. Edo people, I will never leave your side. I will never ever. I dedicate my time forever. Time to you, my people.
out on election day and vote Olumide Osaigbavo Akpata, una guy as governor of Edo State. He ready to change our story and bring better life for we and our pikin them. Vote Labour Party, the party for Papa, Mama and Pikin. Make we vote well, oh. Oludi, confirm. Now you be our guy. Labour Party, forward ever.
Olumide Akpata.
Yes, but people, yes, Olumide is our guy. Yes, the Toruna break come to say, for those who never know, I bet we will know right now. That's what we just we do the share right now. On the 26th and 27th of this month of July, Olumide Akpata is going to be live in the United Kingdom. They want to share a manifesto with the people of Edo State in the diaspora. That are the matter who they show for there. Olumide Akpata will be in the UK. On the 26th, he's going to be in London. 5 o'clock, getting down till around 9 p.m. He will just speak about the manifesto, but the manifesto officially would have been out. And on the 27th, is going to be in Manchester. As a matter of fact, if you go to the comedy show page on Facebook, definitely you will see all this information there. So let's if you are in the UK, it's important that we stay close to the comedy show, stay with this information. It's very important. The reason why this is important, why they talk about them, because it does not matter whether you support Akpata or not. It's important that if our candidates bring themselves out for interrogation, it's important that we come out to interrogate them, to ask them those questions. Whether we like it or not, Olumide Akpata is one of those that is hugely favored. You understand? There are 3 candidates. One of these 3 of them is going to become the governor of Edo State. We're talking of Asue Olumide Akpata, and of course Akpako Meza. So these people, anywhere they bring themselves out for interrogation, to interact with our people, it's important that we come out and of course come and ask them those questions. Whether you are passionate about other candidates or not doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, the final outcome of the election is not the any particular individual hand, it is everybody's hand. So you may be passionate about somebody, and the person you're not passionate about, they're going to win the election. But it's important that you are able to convince yourself fully, as to why you are, standing where you are and all of that. So this is what I encourage people to say, man, if you are out there, you are in London, you are anywhere near London, okay, present yourself in that London, arena, to come and have that time with Olumide Akpata. In London, the meeting is going to take place at All Saints Community Center, 105 Cross Road, London. They far. If I just did the nucleus of London there, so it's really easily accessible. If now Manchester on the 27th of July, it's going to be Stanley House, Manchester Road. That's a very popular road, Manchester Road for Stanley House, okay? Of course, you get all this information, a lot more if you visit the comedy show page or TCS blog. Meanwhile, while Olumide is going to be in London on the 26th and on the 27th is going to be in Manchester, something else is happening, okay? As something will go wet the ground before Olumide go come. On the 21st, Sunday the 21st of this same month with this, just barely 6 days before Olumide arrives, some people have said we do not know, or rather we have not heard, or we have not had a chance to interact with his running mate. Some people have said we do not know the quality, of individuals that are coming to Sadebe Avenue under the Labour Party. And people wanted, to have some, clue about the running mate of Olumide Akpata. His name is Yusuf Asama Kadiri, S-A-N, very reputable, lawyer at that. But the good thing about it is that we are going to have a chance to have a one-on-one with Asama, Kadiri, Yusuf Asama Kadiri. Now, there's going to be a live Zoom town hall meeting with Yusuf Asama Kadiri. This is now, in fact, not golden chance. Now I go call on. You understand what I'm saying now? And it means that we are going to have a live meeting on Zoom. And that meeting will still be live on social media, platforms. So if you are out there, check on the page, the comedy show page on Facebook, and of course, I mean, the information they go around right now, follow, and of course, be part of the Zoom section. If you want to be, I mean, just be one of those, the first person to arrive, on that Zoom floor. This engagement will take place on Sunday, 21st of July, 2024 at 8:30 p.m. By 8 p.m., the Zoom floor don't open, so you can join so that we'll put our house in order before the deputy governorship candidate of the Labour Party could join. That's talking of Yusuf Asama Kadiri SAN. We go get chance, take talk to round, take ask them questions, take get some feel, some idea of the kinds of persons they will be saying, man, the package one car they come into a state government house. So my people, that are the information concerning Olumide. We are going to go straight into the issue of the PDP and of course the appeal court, because right now anticipation of the build, people are now expecting, as a matter of fact, but don't worry, we'll just go into that matter straight away. But before we go, maybe we just smart more with this who's your guy matter. I too like him.
Who's your guy? Now Olumide Apata. See as we dey like the sunrise. Edo people, I will never leave your side. I will never ever. I dedicate my time forever. Time to you, my people. Even if the road be rough, I know mine. Cause together we shall stand.
My people, make we all come out on election day and vote Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata, una guy, as governor of Edo State. He ready to change our story and bring better life for we and our pikin them. Vote Labour Party, the party for Papa, Mama and Pikin. Make we vote well, oh. Oluji, confirm. Now you be our guy. Labour Party, forward ever.
Olumide Apata.
Yes, but people, Edo State people and Nigerians across the world. Yes, quickly we will go into the PDP issue. Now, this is not a funny matter. This is a very serious matter. Like I said earlier, we have it on very good authority, and it's been confirmed by the PDP. They've appealed the High Court judgment discrediting the primaries that produced Asue as a candidate of the PDP. And the implication of that, like we've explained before, is that as things stand, if this election holds today, Asue is not the candidate in this election based on the ruling of the High Court. And of course, tongues have wagged, but a lot of things have become quite clear. For those who are supporting the PDP and of course the candidate of the PDP, Asue, they've come to discredit the judgment. They've come to say that the judgment holds no water. They've come to say a lot of things and all of that. But the reality is, the judgment as it stands, states that PDP, invalidates the primaries of the PDP. And if that happens, it means that, the candidate of the PDP, as a matter of fact, is not a candidate for the elections if the election holds today. Now, what the appeal court is going to do is where everybody, is not turning, some attention. Everybody wants to, people are anticipating, people are, of course, making permutations, and a lot of other people are making arguments, even lawyers, laymen, everybody's talking about this matter and every other thing. And it's important to establish that because an appeal court, there is nothing new really that anybody's going to be bringing in by way of exhibit. Nothing new. What the PDP is appealing against the judgment of the Federal High Court. And, the ground on which the Federal High Court did invalidate the primaries of the PDP was on the ground that, some 300 and something, delegates were excluded from the process. They were excluded. And so there's been a lot of arguments. Some persons, people, some legal minds have come out to see that, of course, there's a precedent, there's a judgment from the Supreme Court before that already, put pay to issue of delegates taking political parties to court. and that this matter is not going to go anywhere because the appeal court is just going to throw the case out, because based on some preceding judgments in the past and all of that related to things like these, they say that there is no delegate that has a right whatsoever to take a political party to court based on the outcome of the elections as the case is and all of that. And I think existing laws in the Electoral Act and of course some other laws did speak to that very affirmatively, very correctly. But is that actually the case with this current case in question? Okay, that is exactly what some of us want to get clarity from. You understand the picture from what I'm saying now? And that I have spoken to a lot of people, very old legal minds, some retired and every other thing, that have looked at this case and all of that, and they did share some perspective as the case is. And I'm going to be sharing those. But one person spoke to this matter, and I thought that the person, is a lawyer himself, a very sound lawyer himself. He did encapsulate a lot of what I've heard and all of that. This may put everybody on the edge of their seats. That is the truth of the matter, whether we like it or not. And which again may speak to the submission that I've heard somebody, did make. That the person said that the rally, the campaign of Asue Ighodalo right now, just as we speak, for him is an exercise in futility, because he believes that there is no way the appeal court can, turn this case around. You understand? That's what he believes. Okay, but of course, unless and until we see the judgment from the appeal court, nobody really can say anything. And of course, Ruben Abati of Arise TV did give a perspective that I thought was really, really very encapsulating. I wanted to, listen to Ruben Abati in this excerpt, and I'll come back to, of course, by way of addendum, add a few things that I've heard from other sources. Okay? Let's take a listen to Ruben Abati.
Asue Ighodalo was not validly elected, that the delegates that voted him as the candidate in the primary were not the right candidates, and the entire process. Now, what the judge has said is very clear. He says the process was invalid. If the process is invalid, it means, under the rules of interpretation, that the PDP, as of this moment, does not have a candidate for the September 21 election in Edo State. The rule, as established classically by Lord Denning in UAC versus McFoy, is that you can't put something on nothing. However, what is available to Asue Ighodalo and the PDP is to go to the appeal court, the Court of Appeal. The Federal High Court is not the last place in the matter. They can still go to the Court of Appeal. The second point is that INEC, Justin Nyangekwa, raised the point about INEC. Now the question to ask is, was INEC joined in the matter by the three plaintiffs? Because, if INEC was joined, INEC would have made its own representation. But of course, INEC is now duty-bound to seek even further clarification as regards the effect of this particular ruling. Now, it is not up to members of the PDP or members of the APC to offer an interpretation. Only a court of law, of competent jurisdiction, can offer an interpretation. So all those statements by Philip Shaibu, by Danobi, who was talking about internal democracy within the party, all those are just political statements. They can go to a higher court to seek an interpretation. The other question that have been posed by Justin Nyangekwa's case is the delegates, the 378 delegates that are purportedly excluded. Now, are they statutory delegates? Because there's another case determined by Justice A.M. Lehman of the Federal High Court of Kano State, as he then was. saying that statutory delegates cannot be excluded from primaries, from congresses. So when Philip Shaibu comes forward and says he has been vindicated, are those his delegates who have gone now to court, are they statutory delegates? That's the emphasis there. But I imagine that Justice Ekwo, will have looked into those matters. Now, the other issue that is raised, which may form the basis for the PDP Edo State and Asue Gudalo going to the Court of Appeal, is simply whether this is a case of internal affairs of political party. Because the argument has been put up that the court cannot inquire into, the processes, the internal processes of a political party. The caveat to that is where it is established that that process within the political party, injures the rights of other people. And that was why I brought up the, ruling by Justice A.M. Liman on the status of statutory delegates. But we have not seen the end of the matter. Those who are jubilating, casting themselves as winners, and seeing some people have lost out, even the APC in a triumph.
Okay. Yes, but people, I think Reuben Abati actually, has sort of laid this matter to some conclusive rest with a cliffhanger, and that is that we've not seen the end of this matter. However, there are a few things that we will take from Reuben Abati, which coincides with some of my findings. One is the first one I established earlier, and let's take a listen so that we can have a little breakdown of that. Just take a listen once again.
Asue Gudalo was not validly elected, that the delegates that voted him as the candidate in the primaries were not the right candidates, and the entire process. Now, what the judge has said is very clear. He says the process was invalid. If the process is invalid, it means, under the rules of interpretation, that the PDP, as of this moment, does not have a candidate for the September 21 election in Edo State.
Now, this is important. I've always hammered on this. If this election holds today, based on this High Court ruling, whether we like it or we don't like it or, based on this ruling, the PDP doesn't have a candidate in this election that is coming up, as things stand today. Except, of course, there is a counter judgment from the appeal court. But as it stands today, and that's something that we must understand. People have passionately tried to discredit this and all of that, and a lot of tongues, have wagged, and tongues are still wagging. Okay, Reuben Abati clearly, has stated, affirmed, this is the same position I've said, I've maintained earlier, that this, based on this court ruling, there is a problem. Okay, and all of that. It does not matter, whether you support Asue or you don't support Asue. This is the ruling right now. This is what, it's on ground. Now, the point of appeal, majorly, okay, and I mean, now it is no longer part of the appeal, but it was a matter was raised previously to challenge the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court, in Abuja, to look into this matter at all, to hear this matter at all. But that is not coming up anymore, because I don't think that's a point of appeal anymore. But the major point of appeal is that, based on the judgment, okay, the judgment is based on the exclusion of some 300 and something delegates that were supposed to have voted in the election. And the judge, according to sources, based on the document, the judgment, found that the exclusion of these human beings, okay, affected the outcome of the election, of the primaries. Now, the other point, which is very strong, which Abati spoke to, was that, do these delegates have rights based on existing laws and of course based on judicial precedents, do they have rights at all to challenge the PDP? Ruben Abati, did speak to that? I think it's from here.
Delegates cannot be excluded from primaries, from congresses. So delegates seek an interpretation. The other question that have been posed by Justin Yangeko's case is the delegates, the 378 delegates that are purportedly excluded. Now, are they statutory delegates? Because there's another case determined by Justice A.M. Lehman of the Federal High Court of Kano State, as he then was, saying that statutory delegates cannot be excluded from primaries, from congresses. So when Philip Shaibu comes forward and says he has been vindicated, are those his delegates who have gone now to court, are they statutory delegates? That's the emphasis there. But I imagine that Justice Ekwo, will have looked into those matters.
So he imagined that Justice Ekwo would have looked into that matter. Now, the other thing, that a point of clarity in this matter that I was made to understand was that when the law states that delegates cannot take a political party to court, what the law has meant was that no delegate can challenge the outcome of party primaries. For instance, Asue Udalo has been, according to PDP, duly elected as their candidate for a Edo State governorship election. To that extent, there is no delegate that can go to court to challenge the election of Asue Udalo. No delegate has a power to do that. And that is what has been, of course, a lot of people have been talking about that has been everywhere. Like, what right have the delegates to go to court? There's been some judgment before that says that no delegates can go to court against a political party. That is true. No delegates can go to court against a political party challenging the result of the primaries. That is, no delegate can go to court now and say, man, Asue Udalo was not duly elected. That is the sole prerogative of the political party. No delegate can take PDP or any political party to court to challenge the emergence of a particular candidate, as it were. That is what the party deals with. But this case is different. These guys that have gone to court are not challenging the election of Asue Udalo, but they are challenging their own exclusion. So the promise of the PDP affected them directly. And they are saying that by being excluded from the primaries, they were shortchanged. And that affected the result of the primary. So they don't have any business with Asue Udalo, but they have a serious problem with the due process that was not followed by the PDP. And of course, one of those persons I spoke to, told me that there are existing laws under our own electoral act that says that when primaries do not comply with the rules of engagement as provided by law, such primaries become invalid. So the PDP primaries was not invalidated because Asue was not elected. No, it was invalidated because the primary did not follow the due process of law, as it were. Somebody is calling. Let me just take this call. I don't want to call. Hello.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Please, sir, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, my name is Uche. I'm reaching you from Buffalo, New York City.
Go ahead, Mr. Uche.
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother. Your show the other day, there was a comment you made about the election that happened in UK the other day.
Yes, sir.
And how seemingly it went freely. You just voted and the result came out.
Yes.
And everything was fine.
Yes.
And the unfortunate thing about us diasporans, Nigerians in the diaspora, we live in the diaspora, we see how things work in terms of election.
Yes.
But when it has to do with our election back home, a lot of us in the diaspora will be supporting evil.
Oh, yes.
Always support evil. Let me take this back to Edo State. I am Igbo, but I was born in Edo State. I have interest there. I have family in Benin who vote in the election, and I know I have a role to play when it comes to election. When the process from the beginning is rigged in terms of primaries, you don't have no right to come to the general election and be asking for free and fair election.
Yeah.
That is what happens in all these political parties. That is what happened in the PDP primaries.
Yes.
Obaseki is somebody I supported so well. When it comes to this time around, you want to manipulate the whole process because you have a candidate, somebody you want to put in there after you.
Yeah.
We have other people who were running for the election too.
Yeah.
Somebody like the former deputy governor, Philip Schweibo.
Yeah.
Why were you stampeding on him? Why was you? It's free. Democracy is free. Everybody is free to run. Let him do his thing. Do your thing. Support your candidate. Let the next person support their candidate. Let it be open and transparent. When you don't do that, that is what leads to these situations like this. Now the matter comes to court. People who have the right to vote, the delegates who are supposed to vote, you stop them from voting. Now, what are we talking about? I hope that this situation, what the court have decided, I hope it stays like that. I understand that the PDP people have gone to appeal. If you are saying that this is, it's not true, or Asue is the candidate, what are we appealing? And again, let me say it again. When the foundation is faulty, you have no right to come and talk about free and fair election in the general election, because everybody will manipulate it to favor their own candidate. Again, my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, we there where things they happen, we there where things they happen well. Okay. Let us use our platform wherever we are and change Nigeria and change our election, or else we just waste our time. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. God bless
me. Thanks for calling. Anyways, everybody get where they stand. This caller, of course, has his own, has his own stand on the matter. Everybody get where they stand and all of that. But what I'm just talking about here is the facts of the matter. It does not matter where I stand. I'm not supporting Asue Godalo. I'm not supporting PDP at all. Everybody knows that, but we are presenting the facts of the matter. And I'm discussing this matter because it's a matter of interest to me. For the outcome of this election, it's a matter of interest. The outcome of this court process is a matter of interest to every Edo State person, and all of that. And I'm equally standing to say that, look, in the event, I'm not the one to decide. The law will decide. Appeal court will decide. In the event that the appeal court upholds the judgment of the High Court, Edo State people, for those of you already supporting Asue Udalo, I just want to, crave your indulgence, to quickly, as a matter of fact, maybe don't even wait for appeal court judgment yet. Come around, come and listen to Olumide Akpata. Come and, try to, follow Olumide Akpata. Come and understand Olumide Akpata. Because whether you like it or not, no matter how passionate you are, the court is not going to masturbate your passion. The court, if they are doing, I may be very wrong in everything I'm saying right now. The court may just come out and give their judgment, waiting we never see it before. Anything could happen. You understand the picture of what I'm saying? But today, as things stand, Asue Udalo is not a candidate in this election. And so for you, you say me, Asue. I know some of you too, you're passionate, you understand? It's not wrong. You understand what I'm saying? You have your reasons why you are supporting Asue Udalo, but I just want you to quickly start looking at Olumide Akpata as somebody that you have to quickly embrace as quickly as possible, because of Olumide Akpata is going to transform this state. And I strongly believe that it's time we start moving away, if not for anything, for change's sake. We start moving away from the old history we've had. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this old history, they're not lead us anywhere. And this is the truth of the matter. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? So, it not matter. You understand what I'm saying? But this is not the matter. So the real matter when this inside the matter is that on the ground of whether the delegates have the right to take PDP to court, as far as this case is concerned, they do have a right to take PDP to court. And Ruben Abati, a seasoned lawyer, spoke to that. He said there's a caveat. More take a listen to Ruben Abati again. And listen with open ears. Make you don't close your ears because as soon as they talk, so una the supporters, listen with open ears. Ruben Abati is not supporting anybody in the Edo State election. You understand? He's speaking to the content of the law. You understand? And the content of the law does not. It's not interested in how you feel. You know, it's not interested in how vocal you are or how many, what do you call them, parade you do or how many, you know, campaign you do or how massive your campaign was. As a matter of fact, how massive campaign is, me, I know they treat me again for Nigeria. We had massive campaign for Peter Obi, massive everywhere. At the end of the day, where are we? When APC will come tomorrow now, the whole Edo State will be shut down. Particularly when APC, their lame duck president follow them come. Everyone will be shut down. But with that determine how the result is going to be, it won't. But listen to Ruben Abati. Listen with open ears, please.
Yes, under the rules of interpretation, that the PDP, as of this moment, does not have a candidate for the September 21 election in Edo State. The rule, as established classically by Lord Denning in UAC versus McFoy, is that you can't put something on nothing. However, what is available to Asue Gudalo and the PDP is to go to the appeal court, the Court of Appeal. The Federal High Court is not the last place in the matter. They can still go to the Court of Appeal. The second point is that INEC, Justin Yangekwo, raised the point about INEC. Now the question to ask is, was INEC joined in the matter by the three plaintiffs? Because, you know, if INEC was joined, INEC would have made its own representation. But of course, INEC is now duty-bound to seek even further clarification as regards the effect of this particular ruling. Now, it is not up to members of the PDP or members of the APC to offer an interpretation. Only a court of law, of competent jurisdiction, can offer an interpretation. So all those statements by Philip Shaibu, by Danobi, who was talking about internal democracy within the party, all those are just political statements. You know, they can go to a higher court to seek an interpretation. The other question have been posed by Justin Yangekwo's case is the delegates, the 378 delegates that are purportedly excluded. Now, are they statutory delegates? Because there's another case determined by Justice A.M. Lehman of the Federal High Court of Kano State, as he then was, you know, saying that statutory delegates cannot be excluded from primaries, from congresses. So when Philip Shaibu comes forward and says he has been vindicated, are those his delegates who have gone now to court, are they statutory delegates? That's the emphasis there. But I imagine that Justice Ekwo, you know, will have looked into those matters. Now, the other issue that is raised, which may form the basis for the PDP Edo State and Asue Gudalo going to the Court of Appeal, is simply whether this is a case of internal affairs of political party. Because the argument has been put up that the court cannot inquire into, you know, the processes, the internal processes of a political party. The caveat to that is where it is established that that process within the political party, you know, injures the rights of other people.
So this is exactly again where this matter, it gets more K-leg, you know, like he established, and I've talked about it, the question of whether delegates can take their political parties to court if it is not an internal, you know, matter. How can the court interfere? But said the only caveat to it is if the matter injures, if it injures the interest of this, just that's the more we hear from him mouth.
Not inquire into, you know, the processes, the internal processes of a political party. The caveat to that is where it is established that that process within the political party, injures the rights of other people.
Injures the rights of other people. I think this is where the matter get killed. These delegates are not challenging the outcome of the election. They are not challenging Asue Ighodalo. They are saying that the process that produced the Asue Ighodalo, the primaries, injured their own rights. 378 delegates, not be beans. And they have claimed that their exclusion would have affected the outcome of the primaries. This is not what the matter can get killed. So I think that PDP they have a lot of work to do to convince the appellate court, say, this matter may a change hand. Otherwise, as Nigeria matter be, you know what I'm saying now? That is why possibly somebody was saying that the exercise that took place, the rally that took place in Benin a couple of days ago for PDP and every other thing was exercise in futility. But again, we cannot say that. The man actually needs to still keep on doing what he's doing, campaigning, and all of that. He himself understands that this is a very serious matter. If you even watch him, you understand? I mean, I watched this clip once with a body language expert, and I know what he tell me. You understand? Just take a listen, just a brief. I will round off this broadcast in a short moment.
It's his first public appearance at the PDP headquarters since Thursday's court judgment, which has since been described by the PDP as unacceptable.
I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult. We've already seen.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult. As Asue Ighodalo, the man will be saying, now in the thing they affect.
The signs that this is going to be a difficult election, not on the issues, but on distractions. But sometimes distractions are more difficult to deal with than issues.
Is the people when we say the thing, it be like say, they impart, they just talk as they talk now. So people say, oh, Lamte is biased. You know what I'm saying now? There's no, I know the show, you not got anything when they show for here way different now. Asue is not my candidate, you understand? But this matter is a matter of interest. So whether you read them as a bias that this thing, I mean, that's your business. You know, my candidate on Olumide part of the Labour Party. Okay. And I think that all of you supporting Asue right now should look at Olumide Akpata and see what you have not seen before. He is the right man to become the next governor of Edo State. That does not take anything away from Asue Ighodalo. Okay, as it were. It doesn't at all. But this case at hand, a serious case. Not be one I will trivialize, you know, not be one I'm not going to follow the reading of your voices, you know, because so you guys don't know me will talk about them. But I have a lot of supporters, I have a lot of followers who wants to get clarity, wants to have understanding. So while we cannot predict the appeal court judgment where they are going to go, we can talk about the already existing judgments and the implication of the already existing judgment. And that is why I brought Ruben Abati, who is an authority. You can say that in law. You understand what I'm saying? He says he's a seasoned lawyer, you know, and I've spoken to quite a number of seasoned lawyers, and they give some perspective inside this matter. But at the end of the day, different lawyers have come out to speak differently depending on where their interests lie. For PDP lawyers, they have come out to try to say there's no matter here. You understand what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is that you do not tell a deaf and dumb person that the market is empty. He will know, like they say. Yeah, so we have read the judgment. We can understand what some of those things imply, as it were. And so now we talk about and every other thing. It is not me. I'm not going to determine the outcome of the ruling. You understand? But I'm able to still put my feet on the ground and say, as things stand today, based on the Federal High Court ruling, Asue Ighodalo is not a candidate for this election. As things stand, you know, and that's how it is. It's just like if they play football, where they call them, you know, if you watch a European league or other leagues, you know, week 24, some clubs go don't play. You know, you'll say Real Madrid it don't play. Real Madrid is on 75 points. He don't play for week 24. Barcelona don't play week 23. Barcelona is on 72 points. But if Barcelona win week 24, they will top Real Madrid. But the fact that Barcelona never play week 24 and Real Madrid is on top, Real Madrid will be on top of the table. Until when Barcelona play, if Barcelona win, they will come top Real Madrid. If they lose, They will be behind Real Madrid. This is what this case is. Right now, they have played with 24 at the level of the High Court. And the people, when they carry matter go court, then they top right now. So now, Asue without now, I can play with 24 in the appeal court. If he wins, he takes over from there. If he doesn't win, he's out of the race. That's exactly what the matter is. So, my friends, me and not the, we're not going to use Benny Matt to talk, and how will fit understand and reach? You understand? Now we talk and reach, as it were. So, this is not the case. But even in all of this, I am still very much, speaking to those State people to understand that forget this razzmatazz of this and of that and of that. Okay? Forget all the theatrics, all the drama, all the narratives. Okay? The truth of the matter is that we do not have a functional Edo State. We have Edo State which leaders we cannot trust. The governor of Edo State now, and we don't want branch, I will treat this one separately. He just appointed the governing council for Ambrosali University. And the question is, why now? You've been there for all these years. Ambrosali has had issues upon issues upon issues. Now they appoint governing council. All of it, because election they come. All of these kind of things, they have a way of infuriating some of us. People who are they just govern based on how the matter will interest them the most. And now it matter. If Asue they get opposition right now from different quarters, it's not because of Asue, not because of the man will be saying the current governor of Edo State. That's why I said earlier that this election is going to be a referendum on Governor Obaseki, and that is the way it is. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? When I see some of the things right now, I'm more infuriated because there is no genuineness. All of them are just to chase up some personal, ambition, which makes me distrust the whole process the most. And that's why I said I've maintained that the only candidate in this election who has no godfather so far that we can see, that we can truly fight for the way we fought in 2020 is Olumide Akpata. And unless and until we kill, every iota of godfatherism in our systems, there's going to be a problem. Asue is contesting, Bakumida is contesting, Olumide is contesting. While we are looking at Bakumida and Olumide, we are seeing the contest of two candidates and we are seeing the contest of two godfathers, Shomole and Obaseki. So at the end of the day, who is bearing the brunt? Now we. There's information out there and government never respond to run. 10 billion naira was released by Governor Obaseki and given to Asue Udalo, what's it called? A company. What's it called? His chamber. For what? Why did you give? If that true, 10 billion naira approved. Their documents are flying everywhere. I said I will speak to that matter. You understand what I'm saying now? I expect that government will come out. APC are calling right now. They are calling FCC to step into the matter. They are even calling for the arrest of Asue Udalo. Now, I would expect government to come out and speak to some of these issues because these are issues when they bother the people. You understand? So they use cosmetic arrangement until they would weak everybody, deceive everybody all around. But I don't think it's proper as the case is. So for me, now so the matter be, not really pass like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the matter that we've tried to look at. We are staying close to the matter. I am still very close to the matter. Everybody is, and hopefully, when the appeal court judgment comes out, we just want justice. That's it. Let the right judgment come out. It doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying now? If Asue Udalo, based on the eye of the law, is to be exonerated from this matter and should remain the candidate of the PDP, I think the law should of course jettison the judgment of the High Court and give validity to the primaries that is bringing Asue Udalo. But if the appeal court sees that, oh yes, there were infractions, that's enough to invalidate the process of the primaries of the PDP, I think they should do what they have to do. You understand what I'm saying? So that everywhere go clear. You understand? Everybody will know where them they and all of that. For once, let the law do the needful. You understand? Keep the man on if everything is right. Of course, do what you have to do if things are not right. And as I talk this one also about the PDP, I think that we expect the Nigerian laws to work for every political party the same way. You understand the picture I'm saying now? Because we have a very porous system. It does not matter whether it's APC, whether it's Labour, whether it's this. Any political party will be say you get infraction, when you get this, you go against the will of the law. Let the law, make the law not the bend. Well, we have too many times we have seen cases in this country where the law will just bend to favor people will be saying, man, for whatever it is. We go to see and say, man, this matter now left supposed go or now right supposed go, but the law will just carry the matter. You understand? They will just give flimsy judgment. We've seen them too many and every other thing. Well, those two people, I don't want to talk about the future. I don't want to talk about the appeal court judgment that's expected, but I'm talking about what we already have and the implication of what we already have. That's my summation. God bless you all. It's been a comrade show. Please stay with us. Don't go too. Comrade show. Before I come out, I'll just make a quickly remind us, say, we are going to be having Olumide in London. Olumide will be in London on the 26th of July. We have this on Eventbrite as well, free. You can go to the Eventbrite, go to the commercial platform there, you see it right there. You can register yourself, for Eventbrite, for London event or Manchester event, okay? It's a very clear avenue for us to interact with this candidate, ask him those questions, when we get from mind. Okay, so go to the page on TCS blog on the commercial page, and of course, register yourself for Eventbrite, book your seat free of charge. And of course, that is going to be very eventful because I hear say ROSVP in many ways as well. So it's not like just come on for us, no bother. Don't even bother about what you want chop. No worry about what you want chop if you go back home, because right in this event, you go chop belly full before you go house. You understand? Or illuminate something will allow you go back home without sort yourself out adequately. That are just more incentive, not really matter. But the important thing is to come to interact with this man, to come and interrogate him, to come and ask him those important questions that all of us will learn from. So those two people are Nigerians across the world. My name is Comrade Lamti Oriaki. Just as I'm leaving the floor, I want to not forget, join us on the Zoom section on the 21st, Sunday the 21st by 8:30 p.m. We are going to be having interactions with Yusuf Asama Kadiri SAN. He is the deputy governorship candidate of the Labour Party, the running mate of Olumide Akpata. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. Don't go too far away. Let me take this last caller before I end this broadcast. Hello.
Yeah, my brother, this was the previous caller I called earlier. I just wanted to say that I don't want you to anyway think that I am supporting Obaseki or his candidate as well. No, far from it. And I'm just against the whole nonsense process of party primaries and rigging and installing their own candidate.
Yeah.
In this election, I am moving to Labour Party, and I will tell you why. The last election that happened, the last general election, I saw what happened in Edo State. I saw how Edo State people carried Peter Obi on their neck as their own. In Nigeria, Edo State came first in terms of what they did for Labour Party. My brothers and sisters, enough is enough. It's time for us to change. You see what is happening in Abia State? Abia State governor just entered. Less than 1 year, everybody shouting, less. Yeah. We don't want something like that. Yeah. A governor doesn't have to be there for 8 years for him to perform. Less than 1 year, governor don't they change from Abia State. Don't we want something like that?
Of course.
With the way Alex Oti is going in the next election, trust me, Alex Oti will not have an opponent. No political party could bring anybody to contest against them because that person will fail. Alex don't need to manipulate anything to win the election.
Exactly.
We need somebody who will come and say, this is my state. Let's change this state. Let's turn things around.
Absolutely.
Benin City, Edo State is like Abia State in terms of size and land mass.
Yes.
Enough of PDP, enough of APC. Let's change, look for another party. At least thank God Labour Party is an option right now.
Yes.
Can we please just look towards that direction and say, okay, Olumide Akpata, we all know who the guy is.
Yes.
It's not just somebody who just came into the scene. tongue, they tell the driver, the governor, they try you. But you sweet, with soup way sweet, now you could taste and you could see.
Yeah.
You don't need another person to tell you, say this soup sweet. Now your tongue could tell you. That's all I have to say. And I can't wait for Olumide Akpata to come to the state. And my cousins will be there to interrogate with him and ask questions.
God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much, man. You've made my day. Thank you so very much. This now some of those people when you get sense. To be honest, these are people when you get sense. We can't do the same thing the old ways and expect the different results. God bless you. Nigerian people, it's been the Comrade Show. My name is Comrade Lamtek Mawusa. Don't stay too far away from the Comrade Show. Follow us, and we'll be coming up with all of the updates. Every matter in this election is our business. We will discuss them as far as there are issues. We'll keep on talking about them. Stay with us. Olumide is your guy. Olumide is my guy. Olumide is our guy. He's a citizen. Don't stay too far away. It is a Comrade Show. God bless you all.
Who's your guy? Olumide Akpata. See us we dey like beans and rice. Edo people, I will never leave your side. I will never ever. I dedicate my time forever. Time to you, my people. Even if the road be rough, I know mine. Cause together we shall stand.
My people, make we all come out on election day and vote Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata, una guy, as governor of Edo State. He ready to change our story and bring better life for we and our pikin them. Vote Labour Party, the party for Papa, Mama and Pikin. Make we vote well, oh. Oluji, confirm. Now you be our guy. Labour Party, forward ever.
Olumide Akpata.
Yes.